Buckle up, let's talk about the teenage brain. Our brain goes through two significant growth phases. The first is as a toddler when their brain's becoming a simple computing machine, learning basic language, motor control, tasks, commands, things like that. The second growth phase is in adolescence. The emotional brain, the lower part, amygdala, is fully formed by about age 12. From approximately 13 to 18, depending on your child, their entire upper brain, the intellectual functioning of the brain, is actually growing. It's going from being a simple computer to densification and a much more complex computer that's developing things like critical analysis, beliefs, values, decision making, large concepts. This growth phase also part of them developing a sense of self, their identities, so it can affect their mood and personality. The upper part of their brain is responsible for emotional regulation and impulse control, which is why you might be getting a lot of these sharp, angry outbursts. Not to mention, because their emotional brain is fully formed, but the upper brain is actually now growing its own hardware and trying to develop its own software at the same time, their emotional brain is left really vulnerable and raw, so they're often in a frustrated, angry, grumpy, and triggered state. As if that isn't enough, science also shows us that brain growth happens at random times and in random places with increased blood flow to various spots in the brain that isn't in any way linear. Although our brains continue to develop and learn throughout our whole lifetime, this growth phase that happens in adolescence is a significant part of the change that you're seeing in your teenager and why they physically cannot go back to being the child that you once knew, and resenting and being angry at them for that change hurts both of you. Many teenagers express that during this time they feel broken or that there's something really damaged wrong about them, or they're going crazy because they know that their own sense of self, something's off, but nobody tells them this information either. So it's very unsettling and a little scary. None of this is an excuse for continued poor, rude, or disrespectful behavior. However, I hope it does help you to understand what your teenager is going through.